Yes, Aries has a full harvest moon happening tomorrow, Friday, September 29th. October's annular partial solar eclipse on the 14th will cross North, Central, and South America. It'll be visible in parts of the United States, Mexico, and many countries in South and Central America. In the U.S., this eclipse begins in Oregon at 9:13 a.m. Pacific Time and ends in Texas at 12:03 p.m. Central. Venus is currently in Leo and moving away from a square with Uranus in Taurus, which signal challenging foundational changes. These tend to be most challenging as the aspect approaches and works its way out or dissipates as it departs. Venus is interested in moving forward rather than being stationary. Venus is a little over a week away from recovering the 28th degree of Leo, on which it started its retrograde cycle. Around October 6th, it'll be out of retro shade, and by the 9th, it'll ingress into Virgo. I can see Venus at home above our neighbor's house to the east in the mornings these days. Venus exhibits fiery magnetic extroversion in Leo. She sextiles a Mars and South Node conjunction in Venus-ruled Libra. The sextile peaked around September 27th. Mars is in detriment in socially oriented Libra, a cardinal sign. It is motivated to please others to keep harmony, but needs some help. Venus rays out sextile assistance to Mars from a fixed fire sign to Mars in a sign that she rules. This suggests that if Mars can start it, Venus can aid in continuing it. And if it has anything to do with the South Node, it's about balancing your supplies to baggage ratio, for example, or talent assets to your idiosyncratic liabilities. Concerning balance, a proper balance of those things doesn't mean having the same amount of positive and negative. We know a healthy, balanced life is about engaging your talents more than your vices. We should aim to reduce the burden on our lives as much as feasible. Balancing on a bicycle means you're moving forward. Improving forward movement is about not weighing yourself down with unnecessary stuff. The better forward movement, the easier it is to keep your balance. There will always be things that we're working on to improve. There will always be some difficulties that we generate for ourselves. But this is a time you can use to let some of that go. Opportunities may avail themselves as if designed to invite you to do this. But of course, you need to keep your eye out to be aware of them. That's the goal. Be aware of those opportunities and take them when they are ranged before you or when they shine like an attractive beacon that guides or pulls you towards them. Mars, the South Node, and Mercury all co-present in Libra, building up to the solar eclipse until the 11th, when Mars ingresses into Scorpio, where he's much more comfortable. A fixed sign that has more stability for power-oriented actions. Venus and Mars must deal with some heavy and destructive planets before the eclipse. Pluto squares Mars exactly on October 9th, an initiatory challenge perhaps. Saturn opposes Venus on October 10th, which feels like a sobering look in the mirror, and it trines Mars on the 13th, as if to split their attention away from each other. Then the epicenter of the eclipse will happen on October 14th, about 10 degrees away from Mars in Scorpio. The Venus-Mars sextile will still be around 3 degrees, with Venus in Virgo, a more serious, introverted, and detail-oriented place. So the dynamic between Venus and Mars will have shifted significantly over those 2.5 weeks. As always, the story continues.